Welcome back, and with your tailgate forecast, Mr. Gary Sieber.
There we are. Earlier I asked, when you think of Ohio State, what do you think of? And of course, we both agreed we think of Tricia Sloma, our personable morning anchor.
I do. I guess
What
now
else
I
do you think of when you hear Ohio State?
I think that they're going to lose today against Notre Dame. That's what I think of.
Spoken like a true Penn State fan. Hey, do you ever think of the giant mascot?
Oh yeah, it's funny looking.
You know his name?
No.
Oh, good. Okay, well, we're going to tell you. His name is Brutus. All right, so let's take a look at a little poetry this morning, what we like to call the weather could be verse. Here you go. Brutus, the OSU mascot, is a dude their fanatics adore. He embodies the typical Buckeye fan. His head won't fit through the door. Yes, there you go. Oh, I have to confess to all my Ohio State fans, I was born in Ann Arbor. So that may have something to do with my sense of humor. But diehard Notre Dame fan, went to Notre Dame, taught there for 30 years, as some of you know. And so we've got the Ohio State coming in today. Brutus, by the way, has been around, well, I don't want to give it away because I'm going to do a little trivia question about it later, but has been around for several years and always a unique presence on the sideline. And I'm sure that Lee Corso will be putting the headgear on later today on College Game Day as the Buckeyes come into South Bend. As we take a look at our First Alert's Skyview camera looking south from our perch here just outside of the TV station, you can see the city of South Bend there in the distance. This is State Road 933. Not too much traffic at the moment. It'll be picking up, I'm sure, as a lot of tailgaters get an early start on what promises to be a beautiful day and a beautiful evening. 59 degrees currently, east winds at 5 miles an hour, and there you can see the lovely sunrise shot from Michigan City. I'll stand out of the way there from the Blue Chip Casino. They've got 59 degrees. The winds are calm this morning, and up the shore a little bit in St. Joe, Michigan, there are a few more clouds as we look west, but you can definitely see the boat traffic out there. A lot of traffic as those waves are almost non-existent out there. Very calm seas. The lighthouse not really necessary this morning, but it is at the north end of the pier on the St. Joseph River as it flows out into Lake Michigan. It's 59 degrees currently up in St. Joe this morning. A couple of things that are really apparent on our satellite radar combo. You can see all these storm clusters out here in the northern plains and up into Wisconsin. There's a stationary front that's across the northern tier of states. We are in this lovely bubble of high pressure that will keep our skies clear all day. And out here to the east of us, just coming into the outer banks of North Carolina, tropical storm Ophelia, which is dumping huge amounts of rain. The winds aren't as much the problem as the rain is, and we'll get to that in a second, but you can see our current conditions in the mid to upper 50s this morning, so a very pleasant, cool, comfortable start. There is Ophelia, now having made landfall on the outer banks. It will kind of make a north turn and eventually an eastward turn as it works its way through Carolina and Virginia up toward Washington, D.C., but you can see the huge amount of rain that it's throwing off to the north, so places like New York up into New England really getting hammered, and up into the Canadian Maritimes, which really got pounded about a week ago, is they're catching it again. Not so much the wind, but the heavy rain that we're watching there. Notre Dame Stadium looking beautiful this morning, and it will be lovely tonight. It'll be about 7:30. It'll be about 75, I should say, when the game kicks off at 7:30 as the Irish and Buckeyes do battle. 68 degrees by halftime, dropping to about 64 by the end of that game. So you're not going to need a rain jacket, but you might want to take a light cover up just to kind of walk back to the car. It might get a little bit cool for some people. Rutgers and number 2 Michigan playing up at the Big House in Ann Arbor. It'll be 70 degrees up there, my town of my birth, right? So east winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour, warming up to 74 there. Maryland goes to Michigan State in East Lansing. It'll be 73 degrees there as the Spartans take on the Terps, and the temperature dropping a few degrees by the end of that game, which starts at 3:30 this afternoon. Iowa and Penn State, this will be a sloppy one. This is at Happy Valley. It won't be too happy in terms of the weather because that's one place that will be affected by Ophelia. It will be about 57 degrees with a northeast wind, pretty gusty, and rain likely there in western Pennsylvania. So that's tonight at 7:30. Again, you can see this out here to the east and how that rain is pushing its way up into western Pennsylvania. So by tonight, they will definitely be getting wet out there. As for us, future track looks nice and clear as we head through the afternoon hours toward the start of the game. We should be just fine. Even by the end of the game, still looking pretty good. And tomorrow we'll see a few more clouds than today, but still not really much rain at all expected. The only really chance that we have, about a 30% chance, is this coming Tuesday. We might see a little bit of rain on Monday. It's possible that we could get a few drops. You see a 20% chance, but Tuesday is the best day to get, and we really need some rain because things have dried out, but